Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who are new, welcome to my channel, Leads to Financial Freedom. And for those who have been watching my channel since I actually started it, I most definitely appreciate you greatly for continuously, checking in with your girl and tuning into these videos, as I will be, dropping gems on how we can make money, save money, get cash back for our transactions, as well as how we can go about applying discounts and promotions on those transactions. Nonetheless, we're here to discuss all things money. And as you can see, today we will be touching on the Cash App. I'm pretty sure everyone who will be tuning in today is already familiar with this app, whether you've heard of it, whether you have an account. Nonetheless, I'm pretty sure that you are not oblivious to this great app here. However, there may be some features here that you don't utilize. Maybe you're unaware of them. Maybe you just never had an interest in using them, not knowing the power that these features most definitely hold. Or, maybe you have had some slight interest there, but you haven't actually went about using these features. So what I would like to touch on, first things first, is Roundups. This is actually something that I recently discovered not too long ago, where in turn I have Bitcoin selected, so all of my spare change for transactions actually get accumulated, or how could I say, transferred or conducted into Bitcoin. I don't actually go about purchasing Bitcoin. However, this is how I actually earn Bitcoin. Again, this is an option through Roundups, where in turn my spare change on my transactions actually gets converted into Bitcoin. So I'm actually earning Bitcoin, have Bitcoin without actually purchasing Bitcoin. Okay. The other reason I haven't actually went about, looking into buying Bitcoin, because I'm still trying to get a better understanding on how cryptocurrency works. I understand that realistically there's not a lot of rules. It's kind of like, how could I say, back before paper money and coins were actually used as a form of currency, how you went about doing trade. That's how I kind of look at cryptocurrency, because you're actually, buying and selling Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, that is, and it holds value, whatever man considers that value to be. So it's just kind of, for me, complex to understand. If you can most definitely break it down a little bit better for me in the comments, or as well as for anyone else in this community, most definitely drop your knowledge here in the comments below, being that we are here to help each other, okay? So I just wanted to point out this feature, the Roundups feature. Even if you go about, purchasing your Bitcoin, this is still a good way to actually go about earning Bitcoin through your spare change on your transactions, okay? Another feature here is Ad Boost, okay? A lot of these are kind of centered or catered around the data, everyday searches, or things that you have interest in. But I will say some of these are very random, to try to bait you into utilizing these different boosts. The $100 off of one purchase anywhere most definitely seems like a great boost to have applied to your Cash App card. However, you would actually have to go about having your direct deposit connected to your Cash App account, which is something I really just don't have an interest in doing, being that I am satisfied with my bank currently on how I actually go about receiving my direct deposits. But if this is something that you're wanting to look into, the $100 off of one purchase, that's how you would go about actually being able to unlock that boost. The others here just pretty much show up on your different boost categories over time without having to have your direct deposit linked. One of my favorites that I like to use is 5% off of one purchase any grocery store. To some, 5% off your transaction may not seem a lot, but come on, guys. I mean, this is free. The only thing you would have to do is select add. And then it's had, as you can see, it says boost activated. There are details. You most definitely want to assure that you're using the boost within the expiration date time frame, or you pretty much lose it. Nonetheless, it's a good feature here. You can only apply one boost at a time. So let's just say hypothetically speaking, I went about using this boost that I've currently activated, and once I use that, I can go about adding 5% off of one order at Chick-fil-A, or 15% off of one order at Sonic. You can most definitely utilize your different boosts, or even if you have one selected but then you realize, oh, I may not be going to the grocery store today, but I will be eating out at Sonic, you can add that, and then you could go back and add the grocery store boost once you've actually used the Sonic boost. As long as you're utilizing the boost within the expiration date, you don't have any worries. You will be, having access to these discounts on your transactions as long as you actually successfully activate the boost. And then, of course, remembering to use your actual Cash App card for these purchases, okay? So you can't have the boost added to your Cash App account and then expect to use your bank debit card or credit card and still be able to use the discount. You do have to make sure you're actually using your Cash App card during these transactions. One of my other favorites is to earn 10% worth of Bitcoin on one purchase at any restaurant. This doesn't matter if you're dining in or if you're simply going through the drive-thru. Hey, this is a way to get free Bitcoin as a form of cash back. Okay, so this is something I utilize, being that, again, I don't actually go about purchasing Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency directly. However, there's a way for me to get it, whether it's through Roundups or whether it's through utilizing the earning 10% worth of Bitcoin for a purchase. I'm gonna do that because, again, your Bitcoin, you can sell the Bitcoin and then in turn have that, sent to you in US dollars when you sell your Bitcoin. And that's something that I do. I don't have an interest at this time of actually exchanging Bitcoin or any form of cryptocurrency, to make purchases or to earn money for maybe things that I'm selling. Even if I were to go about utilizing that route, I would still actually have the funds transferred to US currency. And let me just show you here with the Bitcoin icon here at the bottom. So this is how much I currently have in Bitcoin. Again, I have not actually purchased any Bitcoin directly. All of my Bitcoin has actually come from earning cash back through Bitcoin with my transactions, or of course with the new latest feature here, the Roundups. So this is how much I actually have in Bitcoin. I don't even have an entire share, but it's still money, as you can see. And at any given time, I could, most definitely select sell, and then in turn get the money actually sent to my Cash App account for, whatever that Bitcoin is equivalent to in US currency, okay? You can, go about changing how you view this. You can see all of your activity, Bitcoin limits, and so on and so forth. Another thing that I like about the Cash App as far as features are concerned that didn't exist at one point, is the stocks icon, where you can go about, of course, purchasing stocks. And if you're not happy, you can always sell your stocks. But I will say this, guys, we touched on financial literacy before, and of course, coinciding with financial literacy is investing your money, okay? So even though the stock market has crashed, with that being said, stocks are relatively cheap right now. So if you have some extra money that you don't mind taking a risk with, because realistically, stocks and cryptocurrency are risk, because you never know, as we don't really have much control over these markets, where it's going to go. We don't know if it's going to go up. We don't know if it's going to go down. So it's most definitely a risk here. But if you're interested, these are relatively cheap right now, guys. That's the only reason why I went about actually purchasing stocks. As you can see, I have a handful here. And my return on investment, my ROI, has not been that great due to the crash. But I strongly believe, just kind of having an optimistic mentality, that one day I'm going to wake up and the market's going to be skyrocketed, being that a lot of people have actually pulled their money from their stocks right now. So in turn, things are cheaper. And hopefully just one day I wake up and I see that I've accumulated a lot of money on, my investment. That's the goal here.
I've invested a certain amount. Of course, my gain is nowhere near what I invested. But again, we don't really have much control over the market, even though we are technically shareholders, being that we're consumers, or, we actually have shares associated with these different companies and businesses. But nonetheless, besides that, we don't have much control, guys, over the stock market or the cryptocurrency market. It's really a risk. That's the reality behind any investment, but especially with the stock market and cryptocurrency, okay? So if you most definitely have some extra money that you don't mind putting up just to do like a test trial, or just kind of engaging in that risk, I most definitely advise doing so at this time, being that, of course, these are relatively cheap. And hopefully when the stock market, not if, but when the stock market is being mended, and things are going back to where we are used to seeing, as far as the price of shares and things, these are going to go back up, guys. So I most definitely recommend at this time, where they're relatively cheap, go ahead and purchase and use some stock. You don't even have to purchase an entire share if you don't want to. That's solely up to you. You can only have invest $1. You don't have to actually buy an entire share. That's solely up to you. And of course, you can go about changing the different categories, how you go about looking into the stocks. You can, most definitely search stocks and categories. Cashapp has changed tremendously over time, okay? If you have been rocking with Cashapp years ago, you know that all of these features were not here once upon a time ago. So these are some great features, okay? Another set of cool features will just be how you can have your direct deposit actually linked here to get paid up to 2 days faster. And of course, you can file your taxes for free on this app now. You'll scan checks on your phone. It's so many cool things, guys, that did not exist here just 3-4 years ago. So most definitely, if you have this app, take advantage. These are free tools, to actually help us, go about making money and saving money. And I know what you're thinking, well, how am I making money if I'm not, investing and just waiting on the markets here to work in my favor? Let me drop a little gem, something that you probably never thought about as far as Cashapp is concerned. Now, I know everyone is familiar with being able to invite friends to Cashapp and earn money. This price does change over time. At one point, it was $15. As you can see, currently it's only $10 that you can receive for inviting friends. And I know when I first opened up this video, I said I'm pretty sure most of you guys are familiar with Cashapp, or currently already using Cashapp. So you're probably thinking, well, who am I going to invite? Here's something that you probably never thought about doing. If you, in fact, have an additional email address, you can go about creating another Cashapp account, okay? Then, of course, what you would have to do is, if you have an extra bank account or another bank account associated with a different financial institution that is not currently linked to your current Cashapp account, you can use that email address in that other financial institution's bank to create a successful new account on Cashapp. Technically invite yourself to the app. Once you were to invite yourself on the new Melee account, you can in turn earn $10 on your current account. And then, of course, the new member, which would technically be yourself under different credentials, can also go about earning cash, through Cashapp as well. I believe that you would have to either send a certain dollar amount before you were to be able to receive the money on the new account, or spend a certain amount. Nonetheless, you will most definitely, be able to tap into those details. But hey, guys, this is a way to make some quick extra money if you, in fact, have an account with another financial institution that is separate from the bank that you currently have linked to your current Cashapp account, as well as having another email address that you can actually use to link to that account once you create it. Especially being that if you only have one mobile number and you're concerned that if you were to use the same mobile number, it may raise any red flags, or your new account won't be created successfully. You can also, of course, just go about creating that account with the new email instead of actually having it linked to a mobile number, okay? So I just wanted to touch on these things that maybe you were familiar with or not familiar with as far as the Cash app is concerned. If you are already using some of these features, drop, what you were using down below in the comments, and let me know how, once you've actually tapped into these features, how they've been working in your favor so far. Or if you have been oblivious to these things and you learned something new, comment that information below. If you have anything that you would like to share within this community pertaining to the Cash app, most definitely drop that information down below, as we are here to educate each other and share any information that we have on how we can go about making money, saving money, earning cash back, as well as, going about applying discounts and promotions towards our transactions as we talk all things money. I do want to thank everyone for tuning in, and until next time, please remain on your grind.